Ruthless invaders, a defenseless planet. Battle beyond the stars. A lone youth escapes on a last-ditch mission that begins at the edge of the universe. The story of a boy who finds more than he expected. Make them burn. And all he can handle.
Does your species have kissing?
Oh, yes. We have that.
Try one. That's a hot dog. It comes from Earth. Do you like it?
There's no dog in this.
Mm-mm.
Soybean meal, niacin, dextrose, and sodium nitrate flavoring.
That's what we call meat back home.
Battle beyond the stars. Starring Richard Thomas, George Papard, Robert Vaughn, John Saxon, a battle beyond time, beyond space.
They set fire!
That ends in a desperate gamble.
They'll be able to board us.
It won't make any difference.
Get that hatch open!
Battle beyond the stars.
Hi, this is Sam.
This is Becca.
I'm gonna make Becca watch one of my favorite movies of all time tonight.
Why is Steve Martin in the corner?
That's not Steve Martin, it's George Papard.
Oh.
We're gonna watch Battle Beyond the Stars, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's a Roger Corman movie. Mm-hmm. It was written by John Sayles, who was nominated for 2 Oscars after this.
Yeah.
Don't judge him by this movie. James Cameron did the special effects.
Oh, God.
And Gale Ann Hurd and James Cameron met on this movie. This is the most expensive movie Roger Corman ever made.
What year?
1980. $2 million. And $2 million in 1980 is a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Yeah. This Kathy Griffin's first movie.
What?
She plays an alien that's waving to a spaceship.
That makes sense.
Yeah. According to some of the commentary on this, Sybil Danning's costume was so hard to keep up, they had to tape it together with Band-Aids and tape it to her because her boobs kept falling out.
Oh.
Yes. This is the only only Roger Corman movie that ever came out as a Viewmaster. This movie is pretty much the Magnificent Seven in space.
Oh.
And, interesting enough, Gelt, who is the character played by Robert Vaughn in this movie, he was also Lee in the Magnificent Seven. So basically, he played the same character in both movies. One a cowboy movie and one a space movie. The special effects for this movie have been reused 1 million times in Space Raiders and Wizards of the Lost Kingdom. And Alan Howarth did the sound effects. He reused a lot of the ships and synth noises he did for Star Trek The Motion Picture. But all the music that's heard in Gelt's chamber is from him. This came out the same year as Empire Strikes Back and Flash Gordon.
Speaking of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Or not Star Wars, Star Trek.
Yeah.
Do you know it's the 50th anniversary? And of something. So obviously the beginning.
Yeah.
The 50th anniversary. And Mac made a special makeup line for it.
Oh, wow.
Right now they have like 2 eyeshadows and a It's almost like a beige with glitter in it, nail polish and blushes, but they all have the Star Trek logo on them with the 50.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you get any of them?
No.
Oh. So these are all the different movies that this is used. It's been edited into other movies.
Parts of it, you mean?
Yeah, because Roger Corman would reuse
B-roll stuff.
B-roll stuff, the sound effects, different things in the movie. And the second version of He-Man, where He-Man...
That's why this one was the most expensive one.
Yeah, and where He-Man was in space.
Mm-hmm.
They took tons of character names and bad guys from this movie. Just didn't think anyone would notice.
Masters of the Universe?
Yeah, the second one in the '80s, there was a Masters of the Universe where He-Man was an astronaut. It's not good. So this movie stars Richard Thomas, John Boy from the Waltons, Robert Vaughn, who was Napoleon Cello in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. He was General Hunt on the A-Team. He's the voice, the computer voice in Demon Seed. He's the bad guy in Superman 3. Yes. And he's still alive. He's been in a ton of stuff. You'll recognize him right away. There he is there. When he was Napoleon Cello in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Yes. My mom loved him. George Papard is in this. One of my favorite actors ever. He was Hannibal on the A-Team.
Oh.
John Saxon.
Yeah.
What do I have to say about John Saxon?
You love him.
He's one of my favorite actors ever.
Yeah.
Also, Sybil Danning.
He's in many a Murder, She Wrote.
Sybil Danning's in it. And those little white aliens you see there in the beginning, whenever they each have a different sense. So one eats a hot dog and all the other ones taste it.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, there's a lot of really weird shit in this movie. Especially John Saxon's guy, he's Sador. He's old and he keeps himself alive by using transplants to redo his body. Jeff Corey's in this. And the guys who are all the different clones, their names are Nestor. Yes. And Julia Duffy. That's not Allison Sugarbaker from Designing Women, and she was Stephanie on.
Oh.
Yeah, she's in this. She's
the blonde one from.
Yeah.
Not Charlene, but she only did half the show.
Yeah.
She played their cousin.
Yeah. This movie made its $11 million back quite quickly. And the reviews were really bad for it, of course.
Yeah.
Because it's a complete ripoff of Star Wars, they say. Star Wars is a ripoff of all the samurai movies, like the Seventh Samurai, which Magnificent Seven's based on. So really it all just comes around, right?
Yeah.
This one, the Saturn Awards, which are the awards for science fiction.
Yeah.
It won Outstanding Achievement for Sybil Danning. You know why she won that award?
Because they're boobs.
So a bunch of comic book geeks could have Sybil Danning come and accept their award.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Hey, you know what?
What?
They were right.
What were they writing?
They were right. That's a great idea. Bring her to our award show. Sybil Danning is in... she's from Austria.
Yeah.
And she was in some of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Hercules. She plays the evil witch in Hercules that tries to stop Lou Ferrigno. Malibu Express.
Yeah.
Not a good movie. Howling 2, Your Sister's a Werewolf. She is in Reform School Girls, which is great. In 1990, she stopped being in movies because she had a spinal disc herniation.
Ooh.
Have you ever seen Reform School Girls?
Long time ago.
It's got Wendy Williams in it.
Yeah.
And Sybil Danning, and the poster is amazing.
Yeah.
The tagline is "So young, so bad, so what?" It is one of the scummiest movies ever, and it's great. And I probably shouldn't have been allowed to watch it.
Yeah.
When I was young, but I did. I'm not ashamed. So finally, Sybil Danning's been back. She was in Werewolf Women of the SS, and she ended up being in Rob Zombie's remake of Halloween. Now she's been in a few other movies, and
I'm trying to remember who she played.
she was one of the girls in the bar.
In the bar.
Wasn't she, or was she a nurse? Let's see. Halloween 2000.
She was the nurse. She was in, if she's who I think she is. She was the nurse when he was little. He was stabbed in the neck.
Yeah.
When they left him alone for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, Rob Zombie, pretty much like, I think grew up like me, and he was like, I should totally put Sybil Danning in my movie. So.
We're going to see 31 tomorrow.
People will probably already hear it.
What do you mean?
Like, we'll probably air that before so we can be timely.
Oh, that's true.
We'll probably air that. But just so you know where we're at, that's what we're doing. She was also in The Phantom Empire.
Yeah.
A little movie called Amazon Women on the Moon.
God.
And she's in Meteor, which is a horrible blockbuster movie about a meteor coming to Earth with Sean Connery. They used to have the pinball machine at the drive-in.
Oh.
But she's in the Concorde Airport 79, which, if I'm playing my thoughts right, yes. It also has Sylvia Christel in the movie.
Yeah.
Not the only movie she was in with Sylvia Christel.
No.
She's in Young Lady Chatterley 2,
Oh.
the Playboy movie.
Yes.
And Sylvia Christel has a sex scene with Adam West in it.
You told me.
You don't see them have sex; they just hint at it.
Oh.
And they have like body double for Adam West in that scene. And then Sybil Danning's a nun, and she ends up sleeping with a priest. 13-year-old Sam was scandalized.
Oh, baby.
I was like, what? And you know what? When I was a kid, I really didn't like. Ironically, I ended up marrying a redhead who's a blonde. But as a kid, I didn't like blondes. I only liked the black-haired girls.
Oh.
But I've grown. I think I've moved on and really...
I've been every color.
Okay, we really need to see Airport 79. Let me tell you some of the people that are in it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Robert Wagner.
Yes.
George Kennedy.
Yes.
Eddie Albert from Green Acres. Charo.
Charo.
Coochie Charo.
Yeah.
John Davidson.
She's still alive.
Yeah, she's still alive. Martha Raye.
Yeah.
Who was married to a gay guy. The guy who sings I'm a Gay Papa.
I'm a gay papa, behaving so luxurious, watching my kids. I'm generous as well. I'm a gay papa, I'm funny and enjoyable. Sometimes I'm down, my children never know.
He was married to Martha Raye. Cicely Tyson, Jimmy Dynamite Walker, David Warner, perpetual favorite of ours.
Yes.
Avery Schreiber, Sybil Danning, Ed Begley Jr.,
Yes.
and Harry Shearer. This film is mostly negative, no shit. And Roger Ebert picked this movie as one of his least favorite movies of all time. I gotta tell you, when I was a kid,
I think we've watched a few of his least favorite movies.
The Concorde was a big deal.
Yeah.
I remember this when I was 10. It aired on ABC, and it was one of those. This is what was awesome about TV when movies were on TV when I was a kid, pre-video, is they added extra footage.
Yeah.
Just for TV, and they shot new scenes.
Well, because a lot of them they had to take stuff out.
They hired Jose Ferrer, and they put him in, and they shot a whole bunch of new scenes of these reporters investigating what was going on.
You be nice to him.
Angie's like, I want to see SST Death Flight, the made-for-TV movie about the Concorde. I was sure terrorists were going to attack the Concorde when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like such a big deal. Do you know what I mean? Finally, let me just say, John Saxon. He's in Enter the Dragon.
Is he alive still?
Still alive. He plays Mr. Roper in Enter the Dragon. Which is really one of the best movies ever. See, there he's right there. He's still in great shape.
Yeah.
He's in Queen of Blood with Basil Rathbone and Dennis Hopper.
Mm-hmm.
He is in Black Christmas.
Yes.
He was an evil guy in the $6 Million Man.
Mm-hmm.
His face was used for the Kenner figure Maskatron.
Mm-hmm.
He is in The Electric Horseman with Robert Redford and Jane Fonda.
Mm-hmm.
He was on Dynasty. He was also in Tenebrae, the Dario Argento movie. In Mitchell, the very famous Mystery Science Theater movie, he plays murderous union lawyer and prostitute provider Walter Dini. Cannibal Apocalypse, he's in that. Prisoners of the Lost Universe, he plays an alternate universe warlord. And then he's also in Nightmare on Elm Street, 1, 3, and The New Nightmare.
Yeah, he plays her dad.
And he directed a movie called Zombie Death House. He's in Maximum Force and From Dusk Till Dawn because, again, Quentin Tarantino.
What does he play in Dusk Till Dawn?
I'll look it up. Well, that's Anthony Fricoscia, which is pretty awesome, too. From Dusk Till Dawn, he plays... It's not listed on here.
Maybe he's a police officer.
He's FBI agent Stanley Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah. He really hired a lot of people to be in that movie that I would put in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
He put Danny Trejo in it. He put Fred Williamson in it. He put Michael Parks in it.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Preston's in it. I wouldn't put her in a movie. He put Tito and Tarantula. His band. That's Robert Rodriguez's band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We should watch that pretty soon, too.
Yes.
But right now, I'm going to make my baby watch one of my favorite movies. I'm hoping she likes it. I'm telling you now.
The jury's out.
No, watch this movie. And when you watch this movie, I want you to imagine an 8-year-old Sam
I imagine that all
in
the time.
an Astra station wagon. Turned around backwards. He has on shorts and probably some kind of comic book shirt. He looks a lot like he does now, but
Or a
without the
breakdance
beard.
shirt.
No, and didn't have the breakdancing hadn't happened yet. Had big, thick glasses. My parents would not buy food if the driving was too expensive.
Yeah.
So they probably brought sliced up fresh potatoes for me. And maybe some corn wrapped in foil.
I just want
And
my
some-
baby's childhood parts of it.
We had a special... you know how much we like pickles?
What?
We had a special Tupperware for pickles. It was
The
green.
young Becca would like to go back in time before she was bored.
Yeah.
And take you a bag of popcorn.
No, listen. we had a special Tupperware for pickles. And you would dump pickles in it and have a little thing. And you lift it up and it drained
the
them out.
juice.
And you would take out the pickle you wanted. It was a special pickle. So we
Tupperware.
probably took that Tupperware full of pickles so everybody could have as many. And Prey brought a bag of plums.
There's plums in the fridge
And
if you want one.
you kids want a drink, you can have a hug.
Huggy.
We had hugs.
Aw,
Noah still drinks them.
I don't like them that much.
You don't like hugs?
They were a big Pittsburgh thing.
Oh, hugs.
Kids in Detroit didn't have those.
If you're listening to the show,
we
you're
had
not from
Capri
Pittsburgh.
Suns.
Every other kid eats.
And we had, what were those? Not Mondo, but they were the squeezy tubes.
Yeah.
They were literally that real
Bug
soft
juice?
plastic. No. They look like almost like
Oh,
old
yeah.
Coke bottles
Yeah,
that you would
yeah.
twist off the tops.
You twist off the top, yeah.
Yeah, we used to have
But in
those.
Pittsburgh, we have barrels that have foil tops.
Which are so hard now. I always end up cutting myself
And
trying
it's
to
like
open
sugar
those.
water.
Yeah,
And-
it's literally
and it's-
orange water.
It's
pink
called
water.
Hugs. And you got your Turner's iced tea.
No one in Michigan drinks that.
In Pittsburgh, everybody does.
I know.
That's my favorite. When I come to band practice, I bring everybody a Turner's.
No.
Everybody gets super happy. You can't be upset when you have a
No.
Turner's. But then we probably had that, and then we sat in the front of the Astra,
Hmm.
and we watched Battle Beyond the Stars and Star Crash, which
Yeah.
I'll be making you watch someday soon too. And we watched both of those in the same night, and I said to my dad, that was better than Empire Strikes Back. So at the end of this movie, I'll tell you after. I was so upset about part of the end of this movie
Hmm.
that my mom had to write a new ending of it for me.
Oh, I tell you.
Yeah, because Noah and I cried maybe for a week about this movie.
Who dies?
You'll just watch the movie, you'll see. We were very, very, very upset.
Hmm.
That said, this movie's awesome. I would pretty much fist fight anybody that doesn't like this movie. I'm not going to fight you, because I married you. I promised I wouldn't fist fight you. But, I mean, just look at it. It's got cowboys in space. It's got John Saxon with parts falling off him. It's got a whole bunch of just weird people. The only thing better about Star Crash...
Yeah.
Wait, what is it? Star Crash? Is Joe Spinelli? I can't remember. We'll figure it out whenever we watch it. But I'm so glad I have this on DVD. I wanted to send a message back in time to 8-year-old Sam saying, "You did it. You got a hot blonde."
She's watching this with you.
She's going to watch a Sybil Danning movie with you. You pretty much did it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like your job. But everything else is good.
Yes.
You got all the G.I. Joes you want.
Mm-hmm.
You finally got to have a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Bad puppy.
You got some cats. Cats laying next to you purring.
Mm-hmm.
Cats are on a visit away from jail.
Yep.
Things are pretty good, 8-year-old Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah. 8-year-old Sam's like, who has the world title? I don't even know. Kevin Owens.
Baby.
That's what I tell him. Who? Exactly.
He hasn't been born yet.
He hasn't been born yet, 8-year-old Sam. Hulk Hogan's retired by now, right? Not really.
Fired.
Hulk Hogan made a gossip site go out of business.
Mm-hmm.
A gossip website. And 8-year-old Sam says, "What's a website?" Oh, 8-year-old Sam. So much is going to happen in your life.
I wish the internet didn't exist.
No, it's wonderful that it exists.
No.
Why do you wish it didn't
I wish
exist?
people were in the dark about things.
No, but then we wouldn't be able to do this podcast. We'd have to go, like crazy people, go to the video store and
No,
be like,
I would record it on a tape player and pass it out to our friends.
there used to be this guy, when there was that's a good idea, by the way. I like that idea more than the internet. There used to be an Eagle video at the Giant Eagle at Century 3.
Eagle video.
Eagle, yeah. And again, if you're not from Pittsburgh, Giant Eagle is a big grocery store, but everybody calls it the Eagle. And Eagle Video, IGGLE, was the name of the video store.
He's a little bird.
The reason why it stayed in business so long
Yeah.
was the guy who ran Eagle Video was one of the sons of the original 5 owners.
Oh.
And they had to find something for him to do, so he ran that. Basically, he did his job so he could go to the CES show
And get movies.
and get movies. And so they constantly had free movies.
Yeah.
And they always wanted you to do their work for them, so they would bring over videotapes and be like, "You want any of these?"
Yeah.
So they were constantly bringing movies over. But at the Century 3 Eagle Video, there used to be the weirdest people there. There was one guy, I'd always see him there, and he would stretch his bat wings out. He would stretch his balls out. He would put one foot on one shelf, one foot on the other, and do like a
I
real...
get it. I'm like, what? Did he show you his peep?
No, a real deep bend, and he would go, "Ah!" I saw him there like 10 times. He'd be like, and he would just be doing like, you know, when track runners start running, how they're
stretch
stretching out. He would do that. And there was another guy,
Yeah.
and I ran into him a couple times with a couple different people. I don't know where he thought he must have thought he knew me.
How old were you?
This was in my late 20s, early 30s, and he would always come up and talk to me. He'd be like, he'd follow me around the store.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Did you see this movie? Did you see this movie? It's a drama. Did you see it?" "Oh, no, I didn't see it." And then he would want to help me pick a movie.
Maybe you wanted to watch one with you.
And he would come over and be like, "Hey, you seen this one? Pretty good. It's pretty good. Did you see this one? Oh, you don't like those? No."
We always went to the one in, whatchamacallit? The Green Tree one.
Parkway Center.
No, the one on Cochrane Road.
Oh.
Always.
Some of the Eagle videos were huge.
That one was a little one, but it made it easy, and I only rented the same 5 movies, so it didn't matter.
Out in Elwood, at the Giant Eagle, they had College Hill video inside it. Mm-hmm. And that was the ones they had another store down by the college. Mm-hmm. And they had like business cards in the movies on the spinners, and you would have to bring the business card to the counter and hand it to them. And they had a really shitty selection. They had maybe 8 spinners. Mm. And that was it. And a lot of times you just never found anything you wanted there. Mm-hmm. So we'd go to Primetime Video or what was that? Hollywood Video, I think. I can't remember. The one under the subway was the better store. It had it was literally 2 rooms as big as our downstairs, just filled with movies. They had a lot of they had that's where I discovered Jodorowsky because they had Stomp the Songray. And they had if a movie didn't fit into the horror category, but it was like an arty movie with a little bit of blood, they'd be like, it's a horror movie. Like Eraserhead was in the horror movies.
Yeah.
But nobody ever rented it.
Yeah.
They mostly just had like an action section. The one whole room was just action movies. I never went there. The other room was comedy and horror and science fiction. I went there, and then I'd spy looks at the book. The giant book filled with dirty movies. The book. No, you're not allowed to look at it. Anyway, they went out of business after I left town.
They took their book with them.
Do you think the book's still around? Wouldn't that be amazing if they kept the book? They passed the book down to generation to generation. It's like, back in 1989, came a movie called White Bun Busters by the Dark Brothers.
Out there somewhere, staring at the stars and thinking about that time we tried anal sex and it didn't work out. Well, baby, if you can hear me, I want you to listen good. Because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call the White Bun Busters. And no matter where you are, they're going to bust your fucking bun.
Came a movie called New Wave Hookers 2.
Supposed to be sexy.
Not Dark Brothers movies.
Why would you call it White
Not Dark Brothers
Busters?
movies. The Dark Brothers' whole idea was
nothing about that.
I know.
Says, hey, women, watch this.
The fact that they stayed doing this for so long, they were crazy. They just made movies to upset people.
Yeah.
And all their movies had like fish in them and clowns. They were really creepy. But Gregory Dark went on to direct all the Britney Spears videos. And he directed the movie See No Evil with Kane in it.
Yeah.
He directed that movie too. He's done a bunch of movies. But, yeah, he was crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's neither here nor there. I could talk about this all day. I used the theme of White Bun Busters in a previous episode. I bet I'll probably use it right now.
The White Bun Busters, they're white.
What?
The theme from White Bun Busters.
Did I miss it?
The White Bun Busters, they're white.
Yeah, it's in one of the older episodes.
Oh.
You won't miss it here. You'll be driving in the car and you'll be like,
White Bun Busters. White Bun Busters.
my husband's weird.
I already knew that.
All right, Battle Beyond the Stars begins. Now, if you don't have Battle Beyond the Stars, what the fuck is wrong with you? There, I'm trying not to use the F word, but you really, why?
Certain entities have reached out.
Look, we're trying to get sponsors. So, if secondspin.com said, don't use the F word, I won't.
Yeah.
What are you drinking? Coca-Cola. Hashtag
what are
Coca-Cola.
you drinking? Bear Cup?
No, Bear Cup filled with Diet Dr. Pepper.
Ooh.
I think
we could get sponsored by that.
I think Diet Dr. Pepper, look, I'm not selling out telling you this. I've always believed this. I've said this to more than 100 people.
Yeah.
Diet Dr. Pepper is my favorite diet
It's
drink.
like having of Jesus.
Outside of Pepsi Max.
Yeah. Pepsi Max is your signature
Pepsi
drink.
Max signature drink.
It's like
People like,
from Steel Magnolias, pink is my signature cola.
yeah, exactly.
That's yours.
In my funeral,
Pepsi Max.
here's what I want at my funeral.
Signature beverage.
I want everybody
to raise a glass,
of Pepsi Max and have to watch New Wave Hookers 2.
I'm not watching that.
They don't have to watch that. They can watch. I would like a trailer compilation to play, and I would like a little TV to be placed in my hands, so when people walk by,
like one of those old school ones. You put a shower TV.
Yeah, a shower TV in my hands.
My dad had a million shower radios.
Oh.
Because he only listens to his news real loud.
Oh, I heard the story about he had to get a radio. Your Aunt Kathy told me. They went somewhere.
He listens to. If you go to their house now and he's in the shower, there's a radio on in there.
Huh? Your dad doesn't.
He can't miss a minute of news, and that's where I get told that I'm uninformed and stupid.
Doesn't like to be alone. Always has to be a voice on.
I know.
I appreciate. Listen to this. Listen to this noise. I love that noise.
Yeah, me too.
I love the hum, the hush of quiet.
Mm-hmm.
My baby. Playing with her hair. Getting ready for Battle Beyond the Stars. If you don't have it. Anyway. Get it.
Yeah.
You can get it. Well, I got it on second spin for $8. It's easy to find. It's the DVD's been out for a while. If you do have it, maybe watch it again. I think if I want people to comment, either on the YouTube video, on the Facebook post, on Podomatic, or email bnsaboutmovies@gmail.com. And tell me how you feel about Battle Beyond the Stars. Would you like to know more of my will? The things I want: a bowl of Slim Jims, only the honey barbecue mega size. Those are like $3 each. This is gonna be an expensive funeral. Like, and we buried them in a pine box. But did you try the Slim Jims? The Slim Jims were delicious. I want a cup in my hand of the head. Remember the Slim Jim guy that had like a head shaped like a Slim Jim? They had a cup of that guy. I want, in my other hand, I want the cup like I'm giving you a Slim Jim. And then across my coffin, Bloody Mary bar.
What is one of the main things I don't like to talk about?
I'm just saying, I'm going to be dead. I'm just going to fake my death.
So we can have a Slim Jim party.
Why don't we just do a Slim Jim party?
Yeah.
Here's an idea.
Everyone has to bring a different variety.
Everybody bring a different Slim Jim. Whatever it is. Don't bring Ostrom. They're kind of made out of ostrich just because I will not eat it. I will not eat it. They were trying to get that account when I was at Mark. Like, you should try these made from ostrich. No. One,
thank you, Birdman.
One, I love ostriches.
Yeah,
Two,
cute.
I don't want elk.
Oh.
Any animals that I may find cute, I don't want Slim Jims of. I just want Slim Jims.
Slim Jim cats?
I just want no Slim Jim cats. I certainly don't have a Slim cat. Anyway, the cats have gathered. It's like a little drive-in for them.
It is.
And we're going to begin.
Like you crave that corn when it's freshly popped, you gotta beat it to the box with the butter on the top. Get with it, man, start strolling down to the sweets that you're rolling, the best in town. Our candy's real gone, if I'm understood. To all you squares, that means the confection is positively delicious. Cork that stuff, give me 5, let me send you into this nutty jive. Go, man, go! It ain't very far. Shake it on down to this cool snack bar. Come on, Jill, give us a treat. A friendly pepper-upper with a tasty beat.
Drink Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper, 'cause it never lets you down.
Frosty, man, frosty.
We're in Ohio.
Yeah.
And I'm singing Ohio by Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young.
Keep singing.
10 soldiers and Nixon's coming. We're finally on our road.
Road!
Our killing our children's coming for dead in Ohio.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
You know that song's about the Kent State killings?
No, I don't know that one.
Your parents didn't grow up playing hippie music? Like, was it 1, 2, 3? What are we fighting for?
No,
Next
they
stop
played.
is Vietnam.
They played rock more than anything.
Country Joe and the Fish.
My dad didn't like a lot of hippie stuff. He liked, Todd Rundgren, what's his name? Peter Frampton, Alice Cooper, all that kind of stuff.
My parents
Blackfoot.
My parents played a lot of Barry Manilow.
Yeah, we didn't get much of that. If a song came on the radio that my mom knew, like those songs, we would have to listen to
My
it.
cousin Loretta had a Barry Manilow tour shirt, and I stole it off her, and I had to give it back to her.
I've never heard of this cousin Loretta.
She's my Aunt Rose's daughter.
Oh?
She was the one who was married to Snuffy Smith.
Snuffy?
The one who died, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's still around?
She's still around, yeah. She actually came up and saw my parents a while back.
Where'd she live?
She lives in Riverside, I think. Right next to Elwood. I think, or maybe she lives in Elwood.
Yeah.
She's one of the few relatives on that side that is, like, nice to my dad.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I was super into. Oh Mandy, you came and you whatever without.
That song's in whatchamacallit. That's
What?
why you have to watch Can't Hardly Wait. Barry Manilow's in it.
I write the songs that make the whole world sing.
He's in an angel is in that movie too.
Oh.
Disguised as Jenna Elfman. And he keeps seeing all these signs that he should be with Amanda. What's her last name? Amanda Becker, who's played by Jennifer Love Hewitt. It's like the hottest girl in high school. And he has a feeling that they should be together, so before they're all about to go off to college, he keeps waiting for signs.
You know,
and that song comes on the radio, yeah.
You know, Barry Manilow, while supposedly gay now, was engaged to Robin Bird, a porn star, for a long time.
Oh.
She's the girl that hosted Midnight Blue, was a public access show in New York City that used to interview strippers and stuff.
Oh.
Do you know what he did before he was a solo player?
What?
He did all the music for Bette Midler. He arranged all her music.
Oh.
So if you see her early, her first big HBO special she did.
Yeah. He's in her band.
He played the piano for all her songs.
Oh.
And she would like lay on the piano while he played stuff.
Oh.
He also wrote the song that gets stuck in my head all the time.
Yeah.
We're gonna hop in. American Bandstand song.
Yeah.
He wrote that song for ageless wonder Dick Clark.
Yeah.
Who eventually... See, kids today didn't grow up with American Teenager Dick Clark. They grew up with Stroke Dick Clark. Which I don't think is right.
No.
And a lot of people made fun of him. I still thought it was great that he did, before he died, how even though he could hardly talk, he did the New Year's Eve thing. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people made fun of him. Yeah,
I didn't.
But I think it was kind of cool when he did it. I'd rather watch a stroked out Dick Clark than
no Dick Clark.
Than Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah.
It was a big deal to me when I was a kid to see the ball drop.
Yeah.
Pause. And then it wasn't even New Year's, it was just old guys showing it. But I'm just kidding. Anyways.
Welcome to BNS about films.
Did
we do a start on?
Yeah, we did a start on this.
Yes.
This is the end of Battle Beyond the Stars, the Roger Corman movie, with everybody that Sam ever loved in the same movie.
Yeah.
My wife did not make it to the end of the movie.
I just was not impressed. I thought there was many more space movies from that time that were better.
None with Sybil Danning in it.
Maybe that's why I didn't like it.
Maybe. Why don't you like Sybil Danning?
I didn't think anybody was good or anybody
George Farmer
spoke to me.
Great in it. What about the aliens that ate the hot dogs?
Those were the only things I liked.
Really? You didn't like the lizard alien? Kind of like Enemy Mine 5 years before Enemy Mine came out?
I liked a couple things like that. But
What about
on
John
a whole, I didn't like it. I liked his makeup. That was about it.
What would you give this movie?
A D.
I give this movie a straight up A.
A D for don't make your wife watch it anymore.
I think it was really good. I think you have to understand what it's like to be a young Sam.
Yeah.
Also, when I saw this in the drive-in, my mom reminded me that the film broke halfway through it. And I turned to her and screamed, "This can't happen!"
They fix it?
They fixed it. It took a long time.
This was like a 4-hour movie.
Yeah, you know in Grindhouse when the film breaks in that one scene that burns out? That's exactly what happened. Yeah. It was infuriating to young Sam.
Yeah.
We are now in Ohio.
Yay!
As we're on a road trip to Ohio.
Yes.
4 Dead in Ohio.
Yes.
I love this movie.
Yeah.
I think because at the time, the country was science fiction crazy.
Yes.
We went from years, there were years from like Silent Running, came out in like 72 or 73, to 77 or 78 when Star Wars came out, that there were very few science fiction movies.
Yes.
Post Star Wars, there was a science fiction boom.
Yeah.
That's what brought out your Flash Gordons, Battlestar Galactica, Battle Beyond the Stars.
Science stuff was big in the 50s and 60s too.
But it stopped being big. And, like, they almost didn't make Star Wars because the guy's like, no, there's no room for it. Alan Ladd Jr., the producer, the 20th Century Fox's dad was the famous movie actor. Alan Ladd said, this movie's going to do well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, Lucas had made THX
11:38,
yeah. And,
which I tried to watch a few times.
It's a very different movie. It's all white. It's very...
I've watched it in pieces. I've watched it probably one time altogether, but I've watched it.
Maybe my wife just doesn't like science fiction.
No, I do. You know I do. But there's certain ones I can't get into.
I think this movie's great. It's Magnificent Seven in space.
I like Spaceballs. And I like Inner Space.
Those are both comedies. Maybe my wife only likes science fiction when it's tinged with comedy.
No, I like Alien. I like Day the Earth Stood Still. I like lots of alien movies. I like Space Invaders. Strange Invaders.
You know what movie takes the words from The Day the Earth Stood Still and uses them in the movie? Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah.
The words to go back in time are Klaatu, Barada, Niktu.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing that he says when he comes out of the ship.
Well, you know how I told you my dad had all these sayings that he used to chase us around with?
Yeah.
That was one of them.
Why would he say?
He would just put his arm out and he'd say, Klaatu, Barada, Niktu. I was like 6 at the time and had never seen that movie.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I knew about that movie for years. Was what they said.
There's this one movie when I grew up when I was a kid. Johnny Sacco is the name of it.
Yeah.
The series. But it's I think it's called Message from Space.
Yeah.
It's about this giant robot that comes from space, becomes friends with this little kid.
Yeah.
They fight giant monsters. It's really a really long Japanese series.
Yeah.
But they did like a 2-hour version of it that summarized like the first, last, and a few of the middle episodes.
Yeah.
It's very similar. This alien comes from space to kind of save the human race, and he has to fight monsters. Well, at the end, the giant robot, he looks like almost like a Egyptian pharaoh.
Yeah.
He fights the last monster and defeats it and gets blown up.
Mm-hmm.
And all the pieces of it rain down onto Earth.
Yeah.
It's another movie that I lost my mind crying during when the robot blew up. The Japanese like don't care. They'll kill off a character on a show.
Yeah.
They'll kill the main character at the end of a movie, and you'll be like, because he did something heroic.
Yeah.
And you'll be a little kid, and you'll be like, but I love that robot. Like, too bad. I killed him. So my mom had to again write a new ending to the movie where they found every piece included together of the robot and fixed it. I love this movie. This movie, I saw it with Star Crash.
Yeah.
At the Spotlight 88 drive-in.
Yeah.
It's a great drive-in movie.
It is.
You don't have to think about it too much. There's a lot of battles in space.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird stuff in it. It's very Shakespearean, though. Everybody dies in it, except John Boy.
Yeah.
Like, nobody makes it out of it. It's very depressing.
Well.
In a good way, though.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you didn't like it.
I didn't hate it. I didn't appreciate it as much as you do. Put it that way.
All my favorite movies my wife hates.
I don't hate them all. We like a lot of the same movies.
There's some movies that are really important to me, and my wife says, no. No. Strange Brew? No.
No.
Kentucky Fried Movie?
Horrid.
Amazon Women on the Moon?
Disgusting.
That'll Be on the Stars. Caddyshack.
Boring.
You liked Caddyshack. You said this is kind of funny.
Exactly. Kind of funny.
No, don't be mean.
I'm not being mean. I'm being honest.
No, about Caddyshack. No. That's not good.
I don't like boy movies.
They're not all like boy movies. They're for everybody.
Okay.
Caddyshack's for everybody.
Everybody likes boring movies.
You're skirted. People are not going to like you.
I know.
I love it. Save America, vote for Trump. That's what this sign says.
Where?
Why is America in danger? Am I missing something? Seriously, because I miss a lot of stuff.
I know.
Are we in danger of what?
Nothing.
Are rich, old white people not running the world right now?
Well, I told my parents, I said, I feel bad saying this, but they yell at me because, they know that you're not going to vote for Trump, obviously. But
your dad's not going to vote for Trump, is he?
I don't think so. I don't know. He ain't going to vote for Hillary either.
No, but
I think he'll vote for Trump because he doesn't like Hillary. Which
that
is
doesn't
bad.
make any sense.
Oh, I know, baby. A lot of things I do don't make sense.
But here's the thing.
But
not to get political on the show.
I feel bad saying this. It's kind of like a spoiled brat thing to say. But nothing, whether I know it or not, since the day I, started paying taxes on my own and doing all this stuff and becoming kind of an adult.
Yeah.
Nothing that the government has done has ever affected me.
Well, no president's really going to affect you.
Me personally, other people, yes,
will.
he may.
No, he will. Because this is a crazy person that has ties to Russia in a time when Russia is becoming...
Do you want to go this way?
Next one.
Oh, okay.
At a time when Russia is becoming what Russia was before.
Yeah.
2, it's someone that won't release their records, that is going to use their office to further their own agenda. 3, it's someone that's used white power and hate speech to get votes, which scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go back to the 1950s and 60s.
Segregation.
For as much political correctness as other people are upset about, there's a fine line between political correctness and people outright being racist.
Right.
And that really worries me. And especially when if anybody else put out a tweet, he's been putting out tweets of this. Do you know about this cartoon frog thing?
No.
So there's this cartoon frog that white power groups use.
Why?
It's just a character that's one of their cartoon characters to signify that something's about their agenda.
Yeah.
Now they've started to put the Trump hair on the frog, and he shares out pictures of this frog all the time. If you notice something is a white power thing,
don't use it.
Maybe don't use it. He's shared at least 35 different tweets from racist groups.
Yeah.
And then with no apology after saying, "Oh, I didn't realize." How do you get to this point?
I like the part that bothers me, though.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anybody says. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
He might be racist. Yes. He's putting it out there.
Yeah.
I think that secretly.
Yeah.
I think the people that are in the White House now are just as racist. They just don't say it. I think Michelle Obama hates white people.
How do you know that?
She hates white people. Have you ever seen her do anything for a white person? No.
No, but
who does she give all her money to? Where does she go? Black charities.
No.
I think they're all just as bad.
No.
He's just vocal about it.
No.
Good.
Well, thank you.
Well, I mean, you know where you're going.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Here's the thing.
Yes.
Whether or not that's true,
yeah,
it may or may not.
I just think that all these people that pretend he's so bad, he is bad. I get that.
No, but here's the thing.
But there are some people that are just as bad. Nobody knows about it.
But they don't know about it. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Whether or not he is good or bad, if you knew that you were sharing something that was racist, and someone said, "Hey," like David Duke came out in support of him, who used to be the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. If he came out in support of your campaign, you'd say, "You know what? That's kind of screwed up. I don't want David Duke's support."
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But he's like, I want to get some research and figure out what David Duke's all about.
Yeah.
Okay, guess what? There's a million stories that he was the Grand Wizard of the KKK.
Yeah.
That's what he is about. You'll see.
Tiger Town? Terrytown?
Yeah, Terrytown Village.
Oh.
This is where we're going to go.
Is it open?
I don't know. We'll see. Well, anyway, maybe I should zoom in and out all that. Or do you want that to be on the show?
I don't care what people think.
Okay.
I love everybody, but I just think that before people... I don't know. I think that...
Go ahead.
I don't think that anyone is good in this election.
I
think
so
he
either.
might be the worst. I don't like either of them. So
Here's
I can't say that I want either person to win.
Here's the thing I'd like to say.
Yes.
I'm not the biggest fan of Hillary Clinton, but I can say she did not start from money. And as a woman, she moved up in law firms by herself.
Yeah.
And really did something. And then she really raised a lot of money, especially within Arkansas, to benefit poor women and poor groups, both white and black.
Yeah.
And I think that she's had a pretty long period of public service. Has she made mistakes along the way? Yeah, I think so. But on the other hand, I think that she's done a lot of things for other people versus Trump's had a career of doing things for himself.
Yeah.
And I think that both Democrats and Republicans, left and right, are both looking for someone who appeals to them. They can't find it, so they're just going with what they have and trying to make it work. Unfortunately, I think so much of Trump is ruining what was good about the Republican Party. Because and not as a joke, I was a registered Republican as a kid because I really did like a lot. I'm very conservative in some ways. I don't believe in the full gun control. And I think people should have guns. I believe that in states' rights. I believe in a lot of things that a lot of Republicans believe in.
That's how I am.
But on the other hand, I am very liberal when it comes to human rights, especially.
I don't want all the rich people to have the money. I want us to have it too.
But I also am like, especially for women's rights,
Mm-hmm.
I think no man should make a decision about a woman's uterus. I think that I believe in freedom of choice.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in legalization of marijuana and all drugs. And there's a lot of things I believe in that are very liberal, but I'm both sides.
Yeah.
But also, I also believe that nobody that gets this far in politics does it for the good of anybody. I believe they do it for the good of themselves.
Yes.
I think that George Papard is a great actor. I think he's wonderful in this movie.
The costumes were above par.
John Saxon is fabulous in this movie, as in every movie he's in. I think Sybil Danning's costume is insane in this movie.
You just wanted to see her boobies.
No, I've seen her boobs many times.
I know.
I didn't need to see them again. She's totally not my type, which is funny. She's not my type, but I like her in movies because I think she's funny.
Yeah.
I'd like to say hi to my mom. I'd like to say hi to my dad.
Yeah.
I'd like to say hi to Bonobos.
Yeah. And The Edge.
The Edge. I think I will be voting in this election.
Mm-hmm. You got your voter's card.
I got my voter's card.
Mm-hmm.
I think I will not be voting for Trump. Mm-hmm. Because here's the thing. I don't believe you should vote just on party lines.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part of doing this. But on the other hand, it's like, here's my thing. And I love everybody. But people are like, well, Obama's going to take our guns. He's had 8 years.
Yeah.
He hasn't taken your guns. Actually, the person that took guns was Reagan, had the semi-assault weapon ban.
Mm-hmm.
Reagan banned more weapons, and he's everybody's favorite Republican president.
I don't think you need to have an assault gun, though.
I think you should be allowed to have grenade launchers.
What are we going to do with them?
We're going to blow up people real good. That's what I was talking about earlier in another podcast. I drive around and see scenery, and it looks just like my game. I'm like, I could blow up that clock tower.
My husband's being put on the watch list as we speak.
No, I'm not.
You can blow up Terrytown.
No, I love Terrytown Village.
Okay.
That's where we're going now. Well, thanks for listening to another episode. The comments and opinions presented on this episode
are solely based
upon the people on this show.
Yes.
You can tell that my wife and I may not share political opinions, but we
No.
love each other and we agree to disagree many times.
Yes. It's actually kind of hot.
Yeah. And then we're going to work out our
differences.
Our political differences, so to speak. If you'd like to, please don't send us any political messages.
No.
But tell us how you feel about Battle Beyond the Stars, Battle About the Stars. Battle Beyond the Stars, you can send us bnsaboutmovies@gmail.com. You can reply here, or you can put them onto the YouTube link. Anything else you'd like to add?
Make your wife feel great again.
I will. Many times.
Oh.
Thanks for listening.
I'll see you at the movies and at the polls.